All right, and welcome into the Betting Pros College Football Show. It's spooky season, especially if you're an FBS head coach right now. And while it's only week 10 of the season, the landscape continues to shift, but we'll keep swinging because that's what we do here at BP, including today as we share our early picks and line movement predictions for the top 10 upcoming games on the week 10 slate. I'm your host, Seth Woolcock, and back riding shotgun is a man who lives and dies with me every single weekend. He's Scott Big Time Bogman. Boggs, it was quite the weekend of college football. More buyouts, more upsets, and a little bit of everything in between going down. How did it treat you, my friend?
It treated me great. Not for the first 3.5 quarters against Mississippi State, but the fourth quarter, I know you were at a wedding. I had to text you. I'm like, not sure if you saw, but Texas came all the way back against Mississippi State, which I did not expect. That was a lot of fun. Obviously, used up all of my positive juju, and our Steelers got whooped on Sunday. But Texas came back and won, and then it's just no surprise that Brian Kelly is fired. I mean, this dude has been a charlatan at that job since day one with his fake Cajun accent, screaming at the players, talking about they need to do this, they need to do that instead of we. I'm not surprised or sad to see Brian Kelly lose that job. So, he'll do the Petrino. He'll go to a smaller school and try to work his way back up to a big job and all of that. But I don't know. This is a rough look. LSU, the most talented roster, according to a lot of metrics that I saw coming in, at least a top 10 talented roster, according to everybody. And to be this bad, specifically at home in a night game where Death Valley is supposed to be the place, the Aggies are great. I'm not trying to take anything away from A&M. They did a good job. They are surging right now. But, man, LSU is rough. So not surprised to see Brian Kelly go, and they better hope Sark doesn't leave, teams looking for coaches right now, because that would immediately become the best job. So we'll see what happens there. But, it's going to get interesting. There's going to be a lot of pieces shuffling in the offseason here.
Yeah, completely agreed with you there. So long, Brian Kelly. Hope him and James Franklin can enjoy maybe a mojito or two out on an island. And as you mentioned, Boggs, at a wedding this past weekend. So, got to see most of the noon slate. Then towards the end of that slate, the wedding started. I rolled downstairs for it. Luckily, it was all in one hotel, so everything was good there. Thought we hit on South Florida. Come to find out we did not. So that was a bummer. But my table was perfectly placed where I could just sit there. I had a 4-banger going on the phone. No one could see my phone or question what I was doing. So that was great. So it was very in tune with everything happening until, I don't know, about 9:30 until Courtesy of the Red, White, and Blue by Toby Keith came on. And then all hell broke loose, man. All hell broke loose. The kid had to get out there on the dance floor. So,
oh, man.
A
couple drinks there, yeah. I've been out on a dance floor, but not many. It takes many drinks to get me out on a dance floor. But glad you had a good time. Let's talk about what happened this weekend, because I was 6-3. Another good weekend for me, so I was very happy about that, despite the Steelers losing, but the Longhorns coming back. Man, Ryan Niblett's good. God, don't punt the ball to him. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Of course, today's program does look like this. As Boggs mentioned, we'll recap all the Week 9 action, the betting risers, the betting fallers. Then we'll give you an early handicap of the top 10 games of Week 10. As always, shout out to everyone who makes the Betting Pros YouTube channel or the audio feed a frequent and regular stop on their college football betting journey. The easiest free way to support us. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this type of content. Also, if you're new, make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss a moment of CFB and NFL betting coverage this fall. Also, if you want a chance to score this signed Nick Chubb Cleveland Browns helmet for free, courtesy of our friends over at pristineauction.com, all you need to do is head to bettingpros.com/contest, complete the form, and either A, go ahead and download the Betting Pros app, B, leave a review for the Betting Pros podcast, or C, subscribe to our social media handles. We're at Betting Pros on X and TikTok, and at Betting Pros NFL on the Instagram. The more actions you complete, the more entries you're going to receive, and we will be announcing a winner right here on the channel. So make sure you ring the bell so you can be alerted when new episodes are up and to claim your prize if you are that one lucky winner. Now let's go ahead and hop into the time machine as we look back at the week 9 that it was in college football. Number 2, Indiana. They take care of business against UCLA 56-6 to stop the Cinderella run. Number 4, Alabama. They come back to beat South Carolina 29-22. South Florida, as we mentioned at the top, they lose control of the American with a 34-31 loss versus Memphis. Number 6, Oregon disappoints against Wisconsin 21-7. Number 8, Ole Miss, they get it done over number 13, Oklahoma 34-26. Number 7, Georgia Tech, they stay perfect, winning 41-16 against Syracuse. Number 10, Vanderbilt, their magical season continues once again with a 17-10 win against the 15th ranked Missouri Tigers. Number 17, Tennessee, they take down Kentucky 56-34 in a barn burner. Number 11, BYU, they beat down Iowa State 41-27. Number 6, Virginia, they win in overtime against UNC 17-16. Number 3, Texas A&M, they dog walk LSU 49-25. As mentioned, that led to the firing of Brian Kelly. Houston survives a Jeff Sims comeback attempt, knocking off number 24, Arizona State 24-18. And Utah, ooh, baby, they smoked Colorado 53-7 in a game where we didn't even see Devin Dampier. So, Bogman, who are the betting risers and fallers across the FBS?
Well, you didn't even mention your guys in North Texas covering for you on Friday. So that was it looked shaky in the first half, but we got that one. I mean, I think Ole Miss looked really good on the road against Oklahoma, right, on both sides of the ball. Put up 34 points against one of the better defenses. Oklahoma's offense looked a little better. I think Mateer is getting better, more healthy right now, but I just don't know if they have it. You know,
I would have thought they would have won that game if they would have scored that many points, honestly.
Yeah, I just, going into that game, we talked about it. Like, the strength of schedule is what worried me about Oklahoma. They had not played any really good offenses quite yet. And that is what they ran into. They got beat by Texas with a bad offense. So, I think that was kind of not surprising to me. I mean, Memphis and South Florida was back and forth. USF had that game. So they choked that one away. Completely wrong about South Carolina. Their offense came more alive here against Alabama. I wouldn't still call it a good performance, but it was a good enough performance. I don't know if you saw, did you see everybody ready to storm the field and then they ended up losing? Like, they moved down their seats all the way up to go storm the field, and then they couldn't do it. But the Missouri Vandy game was very low scoring and strange. Obviously, your boy Bo Prabula had almost the same identical injury that Drew Aller had. Dude. So we're going to see Zollers here for the foreseeable future for Missouri. My buddy called it Mormon magic for BYU. They have the magic this year, man. They won this game 41-27, but Iowa State outgained them 495-410. Another game, probably when you look at the post-game win expectancy, they shouldn't have won. Iowa State owned time of possession as well. So BYU just keeps making it happen somehow. So, maybe this Texas offense came alive, but even if they did, we'll get to it in a second. Arch is questionable with concussion proto. Oregon did disappoint, but there was crazy weather in that game. I don't know how much of that one you got to see, but there's a lot of rain and wind there. And then, Kentucky, that was one of my easier bets of the week. I had the team total over 31.5. They cleared that before the halftime. So we got that. And then Sam Levitt goes down again. And Houston ended up winning. Like I said, I think they're going to get clapped. I didn't think it was going to be this week against Houston.
A lot of big injuries between Sam, Arch, you had Prabula, and then also Will Hammond done for the season now, the backup quarterback for Texas Tech. Yeah.
Bunch of nasty ones this weekend. So hopefully we get some guys back this week. I don't know that I feel as good about week 10 as I did about week 9, but we will get there.
Okay. Yeah, also we had some big shakeup in the G5 bid with South Florida. They get knocked off. The American right now, they look like the conference is going to put a team into the CFP. Who it's going to be, though, we don't know. It could be Memphis. Maybe it's South Florida still. Maybe it's a couple of teams we're going to talk about here in the Mean Green or in Navy as well. So looking forward to that breakdown. And then also, Boggs, we just have 6 remaining undefeated FBS programs right now. A&M, Ohio State, Navy, Georgia Tech, BYU, and Indiana. So if you had to handicap that, who would you say should be the favorite for the last unbeaten? Is it Ohio State?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure. It has to be. I mean, they're rolling people. They're scoring and not letting anyone else score. It's
Michigan's where they could get tripped up once again. That's the game.
I can't imagine they do it again, but I said that last year.
Yeah.
So look, that is a game, that is an ultimate rivalry game where you want to watch it more than you want to bet it.
Yes.
But I mean, betting it makes it fun too. So don't rule anything out until we get there. But
okay.
Man, they look so dominant right now. And just Michigan doesn't, but they looked even more dominant last year, and Michigan didn't. So we'll see what happens when we get there. But yeah, look, your Georgia Tech ticket. I mean, you must have that framed so you can't keep touching it, so it doesn't wear off or anything.
Well, now, actually, I went in today to try to see what the offer would be to cash out of that, Bogman. Just NC State, they're a little frisky. I lost to them once before this year.
Georgia, huh?
And at the sportsbook I placed it on, I will not mention them by name, of course, but they wouldn't even let me log in today. So something's fishy going on. Something fishy going on over there. Just saying. Don't
Maybe that.
Yeah. So we'll have to give them the ID and all the verification, but no time for that today.
God.
So
this guy's about to win a ton of money. Let's throw the ID thing at him.
Yeah, right.
I get you.
Let's go ahead, though, Bogman. Let's pop the top off the Week 10 slate starting on Saturday at noon in Austin, where the line is already moving big time here. The number 20 Texas Longhorns, they opened as 3.5-point favorites over the number 9 Vanderbilt Commodores, but that has quickly been bet down to 1.5 points. Both teams have one conference loss coming into this one, so it's a must-win to stay in the SEC championship conversation. Vandy 7-1 straight up, 6-2 ATS. They're coming off back-to-back ranked wins against LSU and Mizzou. Diego Pavia still on track to earn a spot in New York, leading the Commies to the 12th ranked scoring offense. However, it was really their defense that held Mizzou to just 10 points. That was the star on Saturday in Nashville. Texas, meanwhile, they failed to cover last week against Mississippi State, dropping them to 6-2 straight up, 2-6 ATS this season. Arch, he was knocked out of that game with a concussion following a fourth quarter where they scored 24 points to force overtime in that game. The Longhorns, they did, though, continue to struggle to run the ball against Mississippi State, Bogman. That was the one thing I took away because, really, I thought Mississippi State's a team we can run against, but they struggle to defend the pass, it feels like. Texas, they continue to struggle to run the ball. They allowed Blake Shapen to throw for over 380 yards, 4 touchdowns. So, Boggs, with this game here in Texas, we had last year the Vanderbilt Commodores coming out as 3-point losers. Does that maybe shake around and change things up this year? And how does Arch Manning's availability affect this game as well?
I mean, wholly and completely. Like, I don't think you can really bet this game right now, in my opinion, because this is the type of game where Texas look like trash all year, and then they'll play a tough opponent and they'll bow up and
like Oklahoma a couple weeks ago.
Yeah. Yep. Beat the doors off of them or whatever. I don't expect that to happen. I think that they looked miserable for 3 quarters of this game. Not until the fourth quarter did they look good. And Arch is probably not practicing this entire week, right? Because of the concussion proto. So you're going to have Caldwell in there. I think you just can't bet this until we know what's going on with Arch, because I feel like maybe the offense did spark, but they still didn't run. It was still big plays.
That's what I'm saying, man. Wisner's been the same.
Yeah, he's just been banged up the whole year. So is Baxter, right? The O-line has been bad. Arch has happy feet still. He settled in and started making those throws late. So maybe that was the turning point in his confidence moving forward, but we don't even know if he's playing. So I think you have to lay off of this one. I think that's why the line is moving towards Vandy, is because Arch is questionable, but also look with your eyes. If you watch these teams, they are different. Texas looks wishy-washy and not grounded, and Vandy is just moving.
On a mission.
Moving forward. They are on a mission right now. This is in Austin. I just don't love this game. I'm going to say I'll lean towards Vandy and just take the 1.5 at this point. But I don't think you should bet this game because I could see it going in any different direction. And I just don't really like it when we get that. This is why I talked about this week. This week is starting off shaky with my team here because they look miserable for 3 quarters. But can you count on Niblett getting another touchdown, right? That's ridiculous. So, I think I would take Vandy in the points right now.
they need to figure a way out how to get Ryan Wingo like 10, 12 touches a game. I mean, that guy after the catch box, he's the most dynamic person on that offense. It's not even close. Like, this guy could be an absolute stud. They just need to get him the ball more.
He's going to be a Sunday dude.
Yes,
for sure. But yeah, I mean, Matthew Caldwell coming over from Troy had success there, led them in overtime to the win, had the touchdown throw right in front of Brandon Walker's face. We like that. So that was fun, but I don't know if we're going to count on him for, leading this team to a win over a top 10 ranked team right now. That's a tough ask.
If Arch is out, do we just hammer Vandy, you think, here on the money line?
Maybe take the under. Right?
Okay.
Like, I think it would probably look similar to what Missouri and Vandy looked like last week. Just low scoring, gross. Texas hasn't been able to run. You need the big plays to make things happen. Maybe you can get that against Vandy, but with a backup quarterback, it's going to make it all that much tougher. So maybe under will end up being my play in that game.
And if Arch is listed as, playing in this game, you think this is probably going to grow even further in Texas' favor? Probably
I think it'll
4
go
or 5
back
points.
out. Yeah, I don't think it'll get that far, but I think it'll go back out to 3.5, so it'll get hooked on the field goal, which I also don't like. So, I would say wait, see which way it goes. I think it's probably, we get positive news about Arch, it's going to go towards Texas, and if we don't, it's going to go towards Vandy. So, if you want Texas, wait. If you want Vandy, take it whenever you feel like it.
Okay, we'll check back in on that game Wednesday with Terrell, who I'm sure has a lot to say about Pavia and company. In Columbus, though, we have a game that was projected to be one of the most impactful of the entire season, and is now turned into the number 1 Ohio State Buckeyes between a 20.5 and a 21.5 point favorite against the 3-4 Penn State Nittany Lions. Penn State, of course, lost their 4th consecutive game in Week 8 at Iowa, moving to 1-6 ATS. And after just one game under quarterback Ethan Grunkenmeyer, the Nittany Lions have moved to 99th in total offense, 100th in explosive plays. Their rushing defense also atrocious, 99th in the country. Ohio State, though, they're coming in off the bye week as well. They are 6-0-1 ATS this season. Julian saying plus 380 to win the Heisman. And right now, this backfield is completely flipped for the Buckeyes. They're now relying primarily on freshman Bo Jackson and Isaiah West. Donaldson's been pushed to the side. Peoples has been pushed to the side. And potentially even more impressive, though, than the offense is the defense, allowing a nation's best 5.9 points per game, 217 yards as well. So, Boggs, what is the play in this game? Penn State's team total right now sitting around 10.5. I know we've gone that route quite a few times successfully this season. Is that the play for you, or maybe there's something different here?
With both these teams, obviously Ohio State has been doing it with the defense, right? Like more than the offense. But Julian saying they're talking about this Indiana game coming up to be potential, that one is next week. So maybe a look ahead spot for Ohio State. But I don't know, man. I don't know if it matters against your Nittany Lions right now. But I do like Colton Nickey with a bye week coming in to drop some plays.
Sure.
Also, with Ryan Day and company to drop some plays. The total in the first quarter is 9.5. Let's go over that. Let's do that one. I think that's going to be my bet in this game is, I think it's minus 120 right now at 9.5. But look, I don't know if Penn State gets any of the points here, but I think Ohio State could score twice without anyone being shocked by that. So they do play at a slower pace, of course, but the defense is playing so good. A backup quarterback might be short fields for Ohio State for a lot of this game as well. So you got plans on Saturday, Seth? You gonna at least in the morning gonna go to church? Something? I don't know what you doing.
No. Well,
maybe don't want to watch this one.
I might go to Window World in the morning. But I'll be back by noon. I'll be ready to go. I'm not as excited, man. Like, this is a game, every year. This is like, your A&M in Texas for me. I get up for this game every single year. I usually get something good on the grill. I don't know. Might just order in pizza. Might just drink a couple sad beers. Yeah,
it's a rough. I almost took this one off because the spread's so big. But I mean, this is a massive game, and it is a potential look ahead spot.
Exactly,
for Ohio State.
I think if there's a game for Penn State to show up here and make it close, like it would be this one against Ohio State, just to kind of like rub a little salt in the wound of everyone's fans, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, you still get up to play this game, but I will tell you that lots of cash on the Buckeyes right now. Lots and lots of cash.
Fair. Today's show is brought to you by our presenting sponsor, Hard Rock Bet. Roll with Hard Rock for a huge week of sports coming your way. The NBA is back in action. Hockey is stirring, and we've also got Game 4 of the World Series going down tonight. New customers, you can place a $5 bet, and if it hits, you not only get your winnings, but also $150 in extra bonus bets. Want to see what everyone else is betting on tonight? Who's going to homer? Top picks or parlays across any other sport? Well, the Hard Rock app literally shows you. It's another reason to download it today just for the info. Tap Discover and you can see trending picks and parlays at any time of the week. Plus, Hard Rock also offers daily promos. Today, you can take a swing at a same game parlay with a profit boost for Toronto versus LA Game 4. There are new promos out every day, so if you're listening to this later on, no worries. Just open up the app and check out what they've got any day this week. Check out the Hard Rock Bet app today and make your first deposit. We've got another college football playoff G5 implication in Denton with the 7-1 North Texas Mean Green sitting as 5.5 to 6.5 point favorites against the 7-0 Navy Midshipmen. More than likely, it's looking like the American will produce this year's G5 bid, so it doesn't get any bigger for these programs than this game. I have Navy currently ranked 4th in this week's G5 media poll, but they again failed to cover last week, beating FAU 42-32. Blake Horvath, we know this guy has been running this offense for a while. The triple option, it's very effective. They rank 1st in the nation in rushing, 318 yards per game. But they have had to score really all season long because the defense pretty mid, 76 in total yards allowed. And while it was dicey in that first half for the North Texas team total we were on last week, Boggs, this is my 6th ranked G5 team, North Texas. They've covered last week against Charlotte, and then also they are now 6-2 ATS on the season. That was a game where quarterback Drew Mestemaker set the North Texas and American record with 608 passing yards in that game. North Texas continues to rank 1st in scoring offense, 46.1 points per game, 6th in passing as well. But like Navy, their defense, incredibly average, incredibly par. So Boggs, maybe it's obvious, but with Navy ranking 117th against the pass, North Texas ranking 120th against the run, I think this is the over, right? I think both these teams are going to score. I think this game could potentially be 35-35, 40-40, something like that. What do you think?
That's what I have on my sheet. Over. UNT is the number 1 scoring offense in the country. Navy is 16th, and neither defense matches up well against these offense. North Texas passes at a 52.7% clip. They're 6th in passing offense going into this one. Navy is 117th against the pass nationally. Navy is obviously run heavy. As always, Horvath, you mentioned him. We've seen him a bunch. The rushing defense for UNT is 120th, and Navy, as you mentioned, the number 1 rushing offense in the country with all of their triple options. So I kind of also like Navy plus the points here. The one loss UNT had was to USF, who ran all over them for 305 yards. Army got to them for 387 earlier this year. Obviously, a similar system. They're 3-4 and only lost by a touchdown in that game. Army is. So I like Navy to control the tempo, but I think this one's going to be one at the line of scrimmage for Navy, but I think they're going to be able to run downhill. But it doesn't matter. Like you just mentioned, Mestemaker threw for the American record, the North Texas record, and they left plays out there. We saw that in the first half. He easily could have hit 700 against Charlotte with no issue. So I'm not betting. I don't think I can really bet against North Texas, so that's just a lean towards Navy here. But yeah, over in this one all day. It seems primed for it.
Yeah, I love it, man. And, looking back at Navy, I was really, tuned into that one of those Commander-in-Chief's games against Air Force earlier this season. They let Liam Zarka in that game throw for over 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. He also ran for $150 as well. And that was his third game as a starter maybe. So I think that you get an experienced quarterback here like Mestemaker. I think he's going to pick them apart. But at the same time, I also saw last week that Charlotte was kind of really running at will earlier in that game. And you kind of mentioned like North Texas definitely had some mishaps. Like they threw the interception coming out of the first half. They go down the field, then they get another turnover. So like there were definitely some mishaps. But like you saw it on that first drive, man. 3 plays to get in the end zone. Both of these offenses are elite. I just don't think the defenses are there yet. And specifically with playing into each other's strengths here, I think it's definitely the over. 63.5 feels great for me. So I think you and I are both on that one. Excited to see what Terrell has to say about that one on Wednesday. In the 3:30 slate, the number 13 Texas Tech Red Raiders, they are 7 to 8.5 point favorites against the Kansas State Wildcats. Joey McGuire's men, they have rallied lately, including a 42-0 win over Oklahoma State last week, following their first and only loss of the season against ASU the week prior. They come in right now 7-1 ATS, still a top 4 scoring offense and defense. We mentioned it at the top here, backup quarterback Will Hammond, who had filled in very valiantly down the stretch. He's out for the season with the torn ACL. We also do have news that Baron Morton will likely be up in this one. They said he could have played last week if he needed to. Unfortunately, that led to the injury for Hammond. We haven't covered Kansas State a ton this season, especially since early and for pretty good reason too. 4-4 straight up and ATS. I think you had a couple bets on them early in the season. I don't know if those came through or not, but
they did not.
Yeah, like this is also a time though where like we're starting to see some shifting in these conferences, yes. Right? And like Kansas State, all of a sudden, they beat TCU, they beat Kansas as good dogs, and they are still without Dylan Edwards. I'm not sure if he's going to be back anytime soon. Avery Johnson has got together, though, 20 total touchdowns for the kid, just 2 interceptions. The Wildcats, though, on offense, 85th in total offense, 73rd in total defense. So, Boggs, how do you see this one playing out in Manhattan? I'm thinking I might need to jump on Tech while I can get close to that key number of 6.5, but this is still a very feisty Kansas State team all of a sudden.
Yeah, it really is all of the sudden, as you mentioned. Texas Tech, I think, is still my lane here. Mm-hmm. I probably won't end up making a play in this game, honestly. But Morton could have played, is what they said, so I expect him to play in this game. He was the emergency quarterback, so he'll be fine. Tech toyed with Oklahoma State. They won going away. That wasn't even a close game. But, K-State still has deficiencies. But, man, that defense looks so good against Kansas. 2 picks, 2 fumble recoveries, a defensive score. Man, it's a possible Texas Tech look-ahead spot to BYU next week as well.
Could be.
So, man, I think I'm going to take the points. I'm going to change my mind as we're doing this. I'm going to take K-State in the points because they're at home. I probably won't have a bet on this game, honestly.
Okay.
This one, I was talking to a friend of mine, Aaron, and he's a big Iowa State guy. And he said, when you think you have the Big 12 figured out, you're wrong. And that is 100% correct. There could not be a more apropos saying for the Big 12 this season specifically, and a lot of other seasons as well. But it just seems like it's going another crazy way here. So, yeah, I'm going to give me points in this game. I don't like the way Tech has been playing. Oklahoma State is miserable. Like, whatever. You're going to beat Oklahoma State going away. I don't like what they've been doing recently. They hit their peak earlier in the year. I'll say that. So, I'll take K-State plus the points, but I don't like it. So probably a skip.
Well, it was about this point last year where we were like, oh, man, Arizona State's starting to come on. And Colorado kind of had that second half surge to almost getting to the into the championship game. And
K-State, I had money on them, and K-State beat them.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. So it's kind of the wild, wild west out there right now. Let's get back into SEC country, though, where we've got the world's largest outdoor cocktail party in Jacksonville's EverBank Stadium. The 5th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs, they come in as 7.5 point favorites against the 3-4 Florida Gators, who are on the dead cat bounce. Kirby Smart comes off the bye following a 1-score win over Ole Miss. Quarterback Gunnar Stockton currently leads the conference in completion percentage, has combined for 17 touchdowns, and has got the Dogs currently ranked 27th in total offense. The defense still top 25 in the country in most metrics, except really struggling to get to the quarterback, still 122nd in sacks. Florida, they move forward right now with wide receiver coach Billy Gonzalez. He is taking the reins after Billy Napier's dismissal. He inherits a Gators team that's just 3-4 ATS, 93rd ranked in total offense, 43rd in total defense. Quarterback DJ Lagway can't protect the ball this season, leading the conference with 9 interceptions, but it has improved lately for the Florida offense. Dallas Wilson being back for the receiving core has been a very good upside. They've gotten Blau a little bit more involved in the run game as well. So, Boggs, Georgia's won this game by an average of 21.8 in their 4 straight wins against the Gators. Does that change here? Because, as you know, things get a little wild after a head coach gets fired.
Yeah, I'll probably make this a lean more because of that. Exactly. Obviously, cocktail party, all of that. This is usually a funner game, but Georgia has won this game by 2+ touchdowns in 4 straight seasons.
Right.
Florida might be on the rebound here, but they had the win against Texas. Obviously, Texas was playing their worst football at that point. They got smacked by LSU, who we know is not good this year. Yeah. And then they almost lost to Mississippi State at home, which is why Napier was fired, right? So Georgia has barely lost to Bama. They have close wins against Tennessee, Ole Miss, but they beat Auburn by 10. They beat Kentucky by 21. I think they're going to win this by 2 touchdowns again. I just have no faith in Florida right now, even on the dead cat bounce. So I'm going to lean towards the Bulldogs here, but I'm hoping the money trends towards Florida because of that dead cat bounce, and that we get this to drop a little bit more, maybe 9.5, 8.5, something like that. So I'm probably going to take Georgia. I'll wait to see if this line moves out.
Track your bets, stay accountable, and level up by downloading the free BettingPros app today. With Sportsbook Sync, you can automatically track your bets across all major books in just one spot. Easily monitor your bet performance by sport and bet type, including game picks, props, and parlays. Create custom betting systems to find winning trends and profitable opportunities. New users, you can score yourself 6 months of BP Premium for free with your first deposit and wager at any of our partner sportsbooks, including, yes, Hard Rock Bet, baby. Learn more at bettingpros.com/premium. Let's get to an absolutely loaded primetime slate starting in Oxford with the number 7 Ole Miss Rebels, who are laying 12.5 to 13.5 points against the 3-5 South Carolina Gamecocks. Shane Beamer, he might be the next SEC coach on the hot seat, as the Cocks, they've dropped 4 of their last 5 games, losing by an average of 13.8 points in that span. However, they're coming off a very good performance against Bama to get to 500 ATS. They were outgained by the Tide. They outgained the Tide, and also possessed the ball for nearly 33 minutes. It was another one of those Superman performances by Lenore Sellers. The running backs continued to struggle to get anything going on the ground. Ole Miss, meanwhile, they are dialed in currently, sitting 7-1 straight up, 5-3 ATS, coming off a game where they put up 34 points on Oklahoma, who we'd believe to be one of the best defenses in the nation. A little bit of a weird quarterback situation there, Bogman, with Austin Simmons coming in for a couple snaps during that game here and there.
That won't happen again.
Yeah, I think it cost him a couple points. And one thing I learned, and I think just resubmitted in my mind after that one, running back Kawan Lacey, he's a guy.
He's a stud.
And not only with the ball in his hands too, but also came up huge pass blocker. Yeah. So Boggs, will Lane Kiffin be the straw that broke the camel's back and get 2 coaches on the hot seat fired in 2 straight weeks?
Yeah, I mean, it should have been happening for Beamer way before this anyway, right? Like this has not been a good year for them, and there were a lot of expectations for South Carolina this season. So I'm
top 15
really
preseason favorite, man.
Yeah. And this is a total letdown spot for South Carolina, right? They choked away that game to Alabama. Now they got to go on the road against another top 10 team. This is where the SEC schedule really gets to you.
Yeah, right.
The Rebs won a game they shouldn't have, or they should have, against the Sooners last week, and only have the one tight loss to UGA this season. I hesitate to say the Gamecocks can replicate the offensive output that they had last week. The defense was better, and I just don't think they'll be able to handle Ole Miss from that side. The line makes this a lean right now because what do you say it is? Is it still 14.5?
You can get 13.5 if you want it right now still.
Okay. You know what? I better at 13.5. I still want to wait.
And 12.5 actually too. I'm seeing.
Ooh, okay. Now we're talking. Okay, now I'm on the Ole Miss side. Now we're showing actual real value here. Now that we're down to 12.5. So if it continues to move, I'm gonna wait obviously now, because this was 14.5 last night. It's 12.5 today as we're talking. Less than 24 hours, because I looked at this like maybe 3 a.m. Yeah. So less than 24 hours. This has moved down 2 points already. So I'm gonna wait, but I'm taking Ole Miss. I don't believe in South Carolina at all. I think, their season was on the line last week. They lost. I think this is going to be a broken team playing against Ole Miss, and I think Ole Miss is going to run them out of the stadium. So give me the Rebs.
I think I'm going to be with you here. I think that Kirk Herbstreit on the opening of game day said it best that was just a weird spot for Alabama. They had been in so many big games back to back, a lot of those being road games, and they were going into South Carolina, that he was pretty confident that the Gamecocks could cover in that one. And that really pulled me off of betting Alabama. I thought about it all week, and I decided not to get down on that. So appreciated Herbie's insight there, and I agree. I think this is a little bit of a different spot here with South Carolina having that big game last week against Bama, and the field storming not coming through. So
it's a funny picture though.
Yes, absolutely. And speaking of Boomer Sooner here, man, we got the 18th ranked Oklahoma Sooners. They are on the road in Knoxville, catching 3.5 to 4.5 points against the 14th ranked Tennessee Volunteers. As noted, the defense did not come through against the Rebs for OU, and John Mateer wasn't able to make his magic work again. OU has now failed to score over 26 points in any game against a Power 4 opponent this season, ranking 78th in total offense. And like OU, Tennessee, 500 ATS, coming off a big win, though, 55-34 at Kentucky as 9.5 point favorites. Joey Aguilar, Deshaun Bishop, Chris Brazzell, these guys can score with the best of them, ranking second in scoring offense, third in total offense as well. So, Boggs, with that said, this Tennessee defense, it stinks. It's absolutely terrible. But what wins out here? Elite offense versus elite defense. What do you think, Mr. Scott Bogman?
I think I want to go over on this game. Tennessee looks like they can score on just about anyone, and they can't stop anyone. Bama is the only defense to hold them to 20 points, but the Vols still outgained them and put up over 400 yards in that game. Oklahoma has improved on offense recently. As you mentioned, I would think if they scored 26 points, they were going to win that game against Ole Miss, right? So I think it's getting better for them. They are 6-2 to the over. Tennessee is 6-2 to the over, where Oklahoma is 1-7. But we saw Kentucky make some massive plays against this Tennessee defense when they were trying to come back.
The best Kentucky's looked all year on offense, not even close.
It really is, and that's 2 weeks in a row for Kentucky. Might not be a bad week. Kentucky's kind of putting it together. They look good on defense against Texas. They look good on offense against Tennessee. They have not played really a complete game. Yeah, look, better than what they had.
Better than Calzada.
Calzada sucks, dude. That guy has cost me so much money. I've had enough of him. But Tennessee has given season high totals to Kentucky, Alabama, and Georgia in SEC play this year. I think there's a chance the total ticks down a bit. Because it opened at 53.5. It went out to 57. I'm seeing it 56.5. Is that the best number you're seeing right now?
Yes, that is the best I'm seeing right now as well. I saw some 57s earlier, but I'm not seeing anything there now.
So it's swung up, and now it's kind of swinging a little bit back down. I'm just hoping, like every point we get, I think is just better to get this over. So I'm going to sit and wait and see where we can get it at. May also just end up being a Tennessee team total over, because as we mentioned, like Oklahoma hadn't really faced amazing offenses until last week, and they gave up a bunch of points and yards to Ole Miss. So, I think Tennessee's going to be able to score here.
Yeah, I think OU just loses in shootouts. I just don't think their offense is good enough right now. And, like, say what you want about John Mateer, he's still making some questionable decisions at times, but, like, you can't win when you have no run game at all, right? Like, it's just tough. Like, I think Oklahoma's recipe for winning this game is it has to go under the total. If it goes over the total, I don't think they can win.
I saw somebody saying, like, Ole Miss looked great against the run. I was like, that ain't Ole Miss. That's Oklahoma's run game.
Yeah, right.
It's been rough.
It has, man. It has. I remember
Texas has been bad at running as well. So
you get an Adrian Peterson like recruit back down there. That'd be lethal. It'd be fun.
Don't want current Adrian Peterson.
I just saw not to get off track, but I just saw a video that he chose Oklahoma specifically because his dad was incarcerated and he wanted his dad to be able to watch his game.
You saw that Ed Orgeron video. I saw that. You wanted to go to USC, and Ed was calling up the governor of Oklahoma trying to get this prisoner moved so he could get Adrian Peterson.
God bless Ed Orgeron.
Obviously did not happen. Yeah. Adrian Peterson had a bad weekend here in Texas as well.
Yeah, good point. We also are going to see someone's Big Ten championships hopes likely come to an end at 7:30 in Lincoln, where the 6-2 Nebraska Cornhuskers, they're catching between 6.5 to 7.5 points against the 23rd ranked USC Trojans. USC coming in off that bye, last seen them getting run over by the Fighting Irish in South Bend, falling to 4-3 ATS. Still, the Trojans, they will send out the top-ranked total passing offense in the country right now, conducted by quarterback Jaden Maeva, who leads the Big Ten in passing yards per game and passing yards per attempt. And while the defense isn't good by any means, they're also a lot better than I think they've been under Lincoln Riley in the past. Nebraska, they're coming off a 28-21 win against Northwestern, just a week removed from getting absolutely pile drive by PJ Fleck in Minnesota. Quarterback Dylan Raiola, or as Trell likes to call him, Timu Patrick Mahomes. He has the Huskers currently ranked as the 26th ranked passing offense. But the Huskers, they continue to struggle at both running the ball and stopping the run as well, ranked outside the top 100 in rushing, outside the top 90 in run defense. So, Boggs, this is a really tough game to pick for me because Nebraska, they have the second best passing defense. So you think if anyone could stop Maeva, it would be them. But Matt Rule, 0-14 against ranked opponents as the Nebraska head coach. Nebraska also 28 straight losses against ranked opponents. So how do we handicap this one?
You just take USC. Like USC, I think the trends and the stats say to take Nebraska in this game. USC has been bad on the road, but they've also played their hardest competition on the road, outside of Michigan, who they got at home, right? So they've been rough on the road. I just don't believe in Nebraska at all. I think that's my thing. Is I just cannot buy into this team. And my initial thought at this game was, let's just put UVA and Cal in here instead of this game because I hate it. But these teams are good. Nebraska matches up well with USC.
That's
play
the thing.
Very great.
That's the thing.
On pass defense, but Lincoln Riley with an extra week to draw up a game plan going into this game. Matt Rule's record when he sees the little number next to his opponent has been terrible. I really don't like those trends, honestly, because, I don't like trends in college football anyway, specifically with the NIL, because 50% of your roster is overturned every single year. So I'm not a trends guy, but when something happens like this over and over and over and over to where I can't even ignore the trend, I'm just going to take USC. So give me USC in this game. I would like to see it come down a little bit more. I just don't think it's going to. So you might have to buy it down if you want to get it to under 6, maybe get it to 4.5 or 3.5 or something like that. I don't think it's going to move that much. And Nebraska does have a good edge here, but I just trust Lincoln Riley and I trust Matt Rule to not win these games. So give me USC in this one begrudgingly.
Yeah, Matt Rule, I love you. I appreciate everything you did for Penn State back in the day, but I need you to keep losing so you don't get this job. That would be ideal. But also, we need to play like a game of like head coach bingo or something, because I don't know who I want anymore. Like, keep Brian Kelly away from Penn State. I mean, jeez.
Oh, my God. You want a fake Yinzer accent. It's going to happen.
Oh, come on. Save me, please.
He did a Cajun. That's wild. To do a Cajun accent when you don't sound like Ed Orgeron. Look, I'm going to sidetrack you for a second. I think maybe I've told you this story before, but I was sitting at a car parts place.
Okay.
And I'm waiting for these parts. They're taking forever. So I'm getting mad. But I'm watching the TV. No sound, of course. And it was right after LSU won the national championship. And so we have the closed caption, and Ed Orgeron is speaking, and it's live closed captioning, and it is not getting his words correct at all. So I start laughing, like chuckling, because it says like, cabbage fruit paradise. I mean, it just makes no sense. It's like mountain range, fish guts, oil, Oklahoma, waterbed. Like it's not picking up any, and I start howling, crying, laughing, and I look like a psychopath in the middle of this place because it's, and they're like, "What is so funny?" And I'm pointing at the TV and I can't catch my breath. I'm trying to laugh, but anyway, that's I think that's 2 Coach O stories today.
Yeah, so. Coach O, baby. Look at Boggs, looking on the brighter side of the fence. I appreciate that. That's why you're my trusted colleague and co-host here. Let's get to number 8, Georgia Tech, where their undefeated season and my 250-1 championship ticket will be on the line in Raleigh, where we have the Yellow Jackets currently 6.5-point favorites against the 4-4 NC State Wolfpack. Tech right now, they're coming off its second straight cover against an ACC foe, winning 41-16 against the Orange to get to 6-2 ATS. Haynes King, man, this guy just keeps cooking, coming off a 5-touchdown performance, leading the Yellow Jackets to the 15th ranked total offense, 25th ranked scoring offense as well. We also have their defense, which is very bend, don't break. They're going to give up a ton of yards, but then 34th in scoring defense. NC State, they return home after a road stint that saw them fail to cover against Pitt and Notre Dame. The Wolfpack now 3-5 ATS in large part thanks to their defense, as they're now 105th in scoring defense, 107th in total yards allowed. Still, though, this offense is not one to fade. Their quarterback, CJ Bailey, leads the ACC in touchdown passes with 17. Their running back, Dylan Smothers, he also leads in rushing yards with 825. So, Boggs, how do we get invested in this one if we do it all? And why is Haynes King not getting more Heisman love, man? Like, this guy has his team ranked top 10 in the country. He's doing it all. He's running, he's passing, he's motivating the boys, he's getting them up in the locker room.
They got to have some primetime games. They got to get some primetime games.
That's the issue.
You got to have the nation see this kid. And look, they'll see him against Georgia.
Clean old fashioned, baby. Yep.
Yes, they will see him against Georgia for sure. But this is a good one as well because NC State has been a menace at home and a puppy dog on the road.
I know. I lost my Virginia ticket to them earlier this year.
Yeah. They beat UVA. They put up 34 on a tough Wake Forest defense. They played Vatech tough, ended up losing that game. But on the road, they've gotten stomped. I mean, Duke and Notre Dame beat them into the ground. The pivotal difference in this game is going to be your boy Haynes King, and it's going to be passing the ball because NC State is miserable at stopping the pass, 131st.
Way better against the run.
Way better against the run. But you don't have to run because you can pass.
Right.
Because they're giving up 278 yards per game. Now, Georgia Tech runs the ball. They're 12th in the nation in running. They run it at 55.5% clip. So that's what you want to do. But look, they had to have Haynes King throw against Syracuse to win. He did it. I think he's going to be able to do it here against NC State. I think their defense is going to play strong as well. I'm going to take Tech. I don't care about NC State. They're too Jekyll and Hyde. I understand that they're better at home. I think cash is flowing towards them as well. So maybe this. What did we say the line is at? I got it 6.5 from last night. Is it still there?
Right now, yep, 6.5 is exactly where it is everywhere.
We're showing favor towards Georgia Tech in this game, even in a road spot.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm going to go with the Yellow Jackets. I'm going to go with your boy Haynes King. So hopefully I'm not the cooler for your guys. So let's go.
Let's go, man.
I take him to score a touchdown every week. And by the way, he scored a touchdown every week this year.
He's the man, baby. That's why. Haynes for Heisman. Let's start it here.
Let's go.
I said it. I think I took that ticket maybe almost a month ago, and it has not gone. It has not been closing line value. It's gone the other way. So hopefully we can close that in, and it's not too late, guys. Get those Haynes Heisman tickets in. I want to see them. And let's go ahead and round out the program here in Salt Lake City for a Big 12 nightcap that hosts College game day. Of course, it's the number 17 Cincinnati Bearcats. They come in as a 7.5-point favorite against the number 24 Utah Utes. And one thing is for sure here, with over 10 hours between the end of game day and kickoff, this environment will be rocking and likely very intoxicated. Even with the 3-point-some% beers that they have to rock out there in Utah, I think people will be crushing those. Scott Satterfield's team, they come in off another big cover, winning 41-20 against Baylor to get to 7-1 straight up, 6-2 ATS. Their dual threat quarterback, Brendan Sorsby, he's been dealing, man. 27 combined touchdowns this season, and as a result, his wide receiver, Cyrus Allen, leads the conference in receiving touchdowns with 9. The defense, another team that bend don't break, 71st in total total defense, 28th in scoring, though. Utah, they responded very nicely after losing the Holy War with a 43-7 win over Colorado in a game where Devin Dampier didn't even start. The Utes are 13th in total offense, largely thanks to their 5th-ranked rushing attack. The defense, though, top 15 overall in nearly every single metric. So, Scott Bogman, who gets it done in this spot where the Big 12 championship implications are enormous?
Man, I want to take Utah, right? And since he's been good and they've won me money this year, I'm not trying to take anything away from Cincy, but this is a very late start. It's at elevation. It's a weird Utah environment. Like BYU is in Utah as well, so whatever. Like they can handle going there. Texas Tech was peaking when they went to Utah, right? They're playing their best football. Because I guarantee you, if they went to Utah right now, that game would look much different, I think. So I want to take them here, but we got to wait and see what's going on with Dampier. Is Dampier going to play? Because I just saw a report that said he needs more time. So I don't want to go with if it's Sorsby versus the backup here. I can't. Who? God,
he's got like an old Frenchman name or something.
Yeah, he really does too. Let me just look it up.
It's got to be one of the it's got to be one of the craziest college football names.
Bird Ficklin. He sounds like a Red Dead Redemption character. Bird Ficklin. So he was great. He ran for a bunch of yards, threw for a bunch of yards. He was really good. But I want Dampier in here if I'm going to take Utah. But the spot is weird. It really is. And we mentioned the Big 12 before is a mess this year. And it's very, there's a lot of parity in it. So Sworsy's been so good outside of that Texas Tech and BYU losses. But Utah, 14 is the most they've given up to anybody else.
Oh, wow.
So outside of those two losses, the Texas Tech and BYU. So I do think Cincy is better offensively than some of the Big 12 competition, but they're second to last in time of possession. I think Utah is going to run downhill. I think that they're going to possess the ball. I think they're going to win this game late. I hate the spread. That's the thing.
It's a big spread.
Is it 7.5 still? I got to take Cincy at 7.5, especially with that hook. And I think it'll go out more if Dampier plays. No one believed in Cincy coming in this year, me included. But we picked them against Nebraska and they covered week 1 and they've been covering for us a lot since then. So I got them last week. They held Baylor too well. I had the over in that game that should have hit, but Baylor didn't score for a quarter and a half in the first half. So, I think I have to keep rolling Cincy here, but I want to take Utah. So something may change between now, but I think the wrong team might be favored here. If I'm taking Cincy, I'm taking them on the money line.
It is a big spread, specifically without Dampier and knowing his availability for this, right? I think there is probably some early line value here on Cincinnati. So I think if you're going to get on the Bearcats, you get on them now. You hope Dampier doesn't play. And it's a spot, right? You hope the spot doesn't blow them up. You hope that going into that, that is going to be... we've seen all year long. I don't know if you've seen Boggs, but all the terrible programs, everyone's going tarps off for the boys, right? And just, going a couple hundred people deep. I could see
Oklahoma State started it, right?
Yeah, and I could see this entire stadium being tarps off, right? This is going to be rowdy. It might get a little chilly out there, but it's going to be fun. So I think if Cincinnati can avoid the noise, the outside distractions in this one, I think they're as good of a team as Utah. The only thing is I don't think their defense is quite as good, so that could make a difference. But 7.5 is a big number. 7.5 is a big number. I'm
afraid that the defense gets gassed, right? Because they're at elevation. They've been on the field a bunch, right? God, I want to.
They can't control the ball at all because they score so quickly.
This game has to be closer to Utah by 3.5. Give me less than 5, and I'll take Utah. But 7.5. Give me the Bearcats.
Okay.
Bearcats have been too good this year. I can't do it.
All right, and that'll do it for us on this early picks episode of the Betting Pros College Football Show. Still to come later this week and every week right here on the BP YouTube channel and the audio feed, our official picks and predictions show with Terrell Furman Jr. and, of course, Boggs' Best Bets and Player Props episode dropping on Friday. Let us know down in the comments below your favorite Week 10 picks. And while you're here, make sure you're smashing that like button and subscribing to the channel if you're new. Also, be sure to download that BP app and sync your sportsbooks today. For Scott Bogman, I'm Seth Woolcock. Take care, y'all.